Lucky duckies.
Come again. Please don't fall down.
That would be a good way to start, wouldn't it?
All right, ready?
Oh, you're live. You pushed live already, so this little silliness was live.
Well, you know, we're always good for entertainment. I told Mary that from now on, we're just going to put 12-ish because there's stuff going on here, people. This is a busy business, and sometimes we're delayed. Sometimes it's me. Everybody say hi, happy birthday to Mary.
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys. 65 going on 25.
Oh, she admits it.
I go backwards.
Is that what we're doing now?
That works. That
Okay.
works.
Once you reach 65, you're allowed to go back.
All right.
Okay. Nice.
As long as you have a Medicare card. Oh my God, I got one. I don't believe it. Oh.
Well, she's so cute. Today is our point. Now that the cake is over.
Yeah.
Sue Whittier says happy birthday.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Sue. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try out a different foot. Today's foot is called the Spanish Hemstitch Foot. And so what it looks like, it has a little guide here that perfectly spaces when you're joining two finished edges. So it has a little groove here. So each piece rides along the groove, and that's what the groove is, what spaces it. There's also, within that groove, there is another groove that you could add a piece of very fine cording, so you could stitch over it and incorporate like a splash of color. It would look really nice in between, so it's sewn in place and just kind of floats there with the stitches around it. So that's the spacer, and that's the foot. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give a caution. If you have an Epic 2, this is one of those feet that you're going to have to reduce your stitch size, your width. So this machine, the Epic 2, has 9mm stitches, which is like insanely humongous. Most of our machines before that will do like a 7. So this width right here, that's a 7mm stitch. So a 9. Hey, boss lady,
Yes.
You want to bring over that stitch sampler that shows the width of those stitches? Thank you. So this is a 7mm stitch. I know that this foot is not made for my Epic 2. It will work with an Epic 1. It will work with a variety of machines. But when I come to this machine, because its stitches are so wide, look at this. Look at how wide these stitches are. So let's put that. This is a 7mm stitch, and this is an Omni-Motion stitch. Do we have? Here we go. So here we have the perfect actual sample. So 9mm versus 7. So this is a 7mm stitch. That's a 9. They're both gorgeous, but when it comes to stitching them out, we really do have to pay attention. And when that little pop-up pops up and says, if you're doing over a 7, or if you have a 7mm foot, you need to adjust your stitch width. Don't shut that pop-up up, people. I don't even, and I use my machine a lot, but I will not turn off that pop-up, because otherwise, one of these days, I'm gonna just hit the default size and I'm gonna break a needle and do all kinds of bad things, and I don't want to play that game. So there we go. That's our warning. That's our cautionary tale. So the piece that I brought out today
Oops. There we go.
is a mock napkin. So it's, as I said before, this is to connect two finished seams. So what my lovely assistant did was she hemmed this piece in, and I stitched over it to hem it in place. I have one that isn't done yet. So see, she just hid the raw edge in between, and I'm going to stick that down with the same stitch I'm going to use with my Spanish Hemstitch Foot. So I have my regular A foot on. It has a lovely little red dot that's going to allow me to follow the fold so I can stitch on either side. Whoop. Fresh. I really just can't live with that there. You're gonna have to hold on a second. I thought I could just let it get out of the way, but it's not working for me. So here I go. I'm gonna have the inner fold ride that red line. So you're gonna wanna match your bobbin thread with your top thread, because in the bridging stitches, you could see that thread if it were a different color. I'm cruising along. So if I was making this for a gift or for use at home, I would, what's that?
I said, that's not good the way that's folded.
Well, shh, don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. So here we go. And all I did was I tucked it in. It's not the end of the world. Come on, woman, Wizard of Oz. Who hasn't seen Wizard of Oz? All right, so here I am, and I can come to this point. I can either continue or I could stop and pivot and then just tack that piece, but I think I'm going to go to the edge. I'm going to hit stop and allow it to finish the stitch and cut. Okay. Mostly cut. So here I have my hemmed piece, right? Now I could come in right here and I would do the same thing. I would go all the way down and around the entire piece. But we don't have time for that. So we're going to add our trim piece. And really, the idea of doing this, I'm going to take this A foot off and I'm going to add this little guide here. You guys have little holes on either side of your feed teeth on most of your plates, and if you don't, you can always get a new plate. So that fits right there. And here's my little foot. And I'm going to bring my upper thread down into the foot. Oh, come on. If you guys knew how much coffee it takes for me to get through the day, you'd be astounded.
And that could be the problem with why you can't get
Oh, you know what? Is that what it is? It could be no margaritas with breakfast. That is possible. Bye, Joy. Everybody say bye to Joy.
Bye, Joy.
I missed you.
Bye.
Oh, there she is. Is she not the cutest little thing? All right. So there I go. I'm sure you guys could do that easier than that, but I'm feeling challenged today. So this is my trim piece. I have the inside pressed under, the ends pressed under, and then the edges meet in the middle, so it will be completely finished all the way around. And we're going to line our piece up on one side. Yes? Do we have questions?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm going to line up that piece on one side of the little guide in the bottom, and then I'm going to have my folded edge. See, so this will be my outside fold, and that's going to start on that side. And I'm actually going to hold my thread tails when I get started because it's kind of stitching in air and I don't want them to get sucked down into the machine. So really, this is pretty effortless. As long as I make sure that my hemmed piece stays flush. And I'm really here just to keep pressing the button. So isn't that pretty? So it's the same stitch that we did over here, but now it bridges the distance in between. So these are stitches often used in heirloom sewing, and it's beautiful, like there. Okay, so I'm not going to bother to finish because now you guys have seen it. It's very easy. I can go through the whole thing, and that's like I say, often used in heirloom sewing, but we can go beyond that. As my lovely assistant Vanna has, have you ever had a shirt that you just wanted to be a little longer?
To cover the little baby butt.
Well, some of us don't have a baby butt. We're not all skinny like Mary. So all I did was, this is a cheap $5 Walmart t-shirt, and I set my machine to a stretch stitch, and I bought a piece of ruffled lace, and it goes all the way around. And wouldn't that be cute with some leggings or even a pair of skinny jeans, something like that? Really cute.
Nice.
So then I had another sample over here, another $5 t-shirt and a piece of ribbon trim. And so I took a plain t-shirt, and wouldn't that just really look nice with a pair of jeans? So it has a different stitch selected, but it brings the, it really adds something nice to a very plain garment. And you can do that too. So today, if you order a Spanish Hemstitch Foot, you will get 10% off. That's our demo foot of the day. And earlier we picked out our winner for our $10 Mary Stitches gift card.
Yep.
And it was Violet Charlin. Congratulations, Violet.
So all of you share.
Yeah, share. And that's how your name gets in the drawing for the gift card.
Yes.
And I guess that's it. Wasn't that quick? I know I was late, but at least we got things done.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Keep stitching. Bye-bye.